Is your mind blown? Because if it's not, I'm not doing something right. And I really want to connect. And I want to have a connection with you. And if we could just take some time to talk, I will give you my number after this video. And I'm gonna seriously get to the bottom of this. Would you like counseling? You want counseling? Okay, I'm out. Peace out. I don't want that. That's too much for me. All right, so let's see here what we have. Board Gamer. So many new ships, new missions, and locations, all now in development. And really, I want to see what we're talking about here. Board Gamer dropping down the news. And let's see what the news is.
And welcome to some more Star Citizen. It's February 2023, and we have a Star Citizen Persistent Universe monthly report looking at what Cloud Imperium have been working on developing over the last few weeks with Alpha 3.18, but also what they're focused on now as we move towards Alpha 3.19 and beyond. Let's jump in. There appears to be a lot of incoming new ships, vehicles, and variants. The UK ship art team continued to work on a new small ship with certain elements reaching LOD, level of detail 0 complete. This is basically scaled detail shown on a ship based on its distance from the viewer. They also began exploring ideas for a variant of that ship as well. The Argo SRV, that tractor beam ship, progressed through final.
We're going to find out more about Star Citizen, but first, the more important thing, we voted here. It's on our community tab. We voted for the sexiest bald head competition. And I was up against Board Gamer. And who won? Me.
Yes! You're not gonna eat me! Yes!
That's right, Board Gamer. Eat it. You lost fair and square. There were there were hundreds of voters. Hundreds. And I believe 69% of you said that I had a sexier head than Board Gamer. Thank you so much for those 69%. The 69% of you were the majority, and that 69%, it matters. It matters. We won. Suck on it. Suck on it, BG.
Art. Final polish is currently underway on the exterior before the level of detail and damage passes begin. The interior continued through final art and received a LOD pass too. The Crusader Spirit passed its white box review, and the A1 variant moved into the grey box phase. The ship team said the exterior is shaping up nicely with the key forms all established and all major elements like landing gear and VTOLs, vertical takeoff and landing, resolved. The interior is coming along, and we're very pleased with the space so far, though there are a few visual changes we'd like to make to the doorways to emphasize Crusader's visual language. A previously unannounced ground vehicle passed its grey box sanity review before the artwork progressed to LOD 0. The exterior is almost finalized, only requiring some additional detail, while the interior is progressing well. The US team have been working on loads more secret ships and vehicles too. They completed art white box for an unnamed in-production vehicle, which then passed to the systems design team. Grey box began on another ship. Half the team focused on the main fuselage geometry, while the other prototyped a new way to enter and exit the ship. An all-new vehicle entered Grey Box 2, and a new set of alien paints were created for a future release.
Hold on. Moment of respect for the banana fountain. Moment. What is the banana fountain? It's my brain. And great things spring forth from the banana fountain, which is my brain and my head.
Banana fountain.
Just a moment for that. Thank you so much. Let me just soak in my narcissism.
Tech, art, and animation progressed with the Hull C. They worked on the animation and state setup for the ship's
I love being here with you.
Cargo mode. Tech, animation, and damage support was also provided for several ships in the pipeline, and all ships were reviewed alongside QA to ensure that relevant component and attachments can take damage. They also enabled shader damage scraping on various ship attachments.
Welcome to the fam, Snake. I hope you're not a snake. And if you are, please get rid of the rodents.
and fixed several hull scraping issues on ship bodies. The EU gameplay features team continued work on the tractor beam, which makes sense seeing that they've been working so much on the SRV. This time, though, they were focusing on escaping mechanics, such as how shields affect the required strength of a tractor beam to secure a ship.
Working on
a prototype was built to test whether average.
There's an issue. By the way, I have to throw a Salad Vibes alert in with our emoticons. Listen, Exploder was having issues. He unlocked the rage emoticon, and then all of a sudden nothing happened. So there's some big Salad Vibes alert here, Pepe, for us. We get the Salad Vibes.
Salad Vibes.
Also, we earn a shame bell. We also earn a shame bell here for not... You didn't do it right, Pepe. You didn't do it right. Shame yourself. Shame yourself, Pepe.
Shame.
Explodo unlocked it, and then what happened? You failed, Pepe. You failed.
Shield strength or per shield face should determine the required strength. They also began work on detaching and attaching items with the tractor beam, which is an expansion of attaching to the cargo grid feature. A clearer direction for ship engineering gameplay was also defined. This involved determining the gameplay beats and plan.
By the way, Donnie, remember, Tony Z, economy. What's going on with that? What's up? Hey, Tony. What's going? What? Maybe you should say something about the economy. Maybe. Oh, I don't know. I didn't hear it from DG360. There's a bug in my ear. It's kind of like, oh my God, what's going on? I gotta say something. I saw this on DG360. I don't know what's going on. Hey, Tony, maybe just something on the quantum, something about quantum, something about what's going on. What's going on? I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, thank you, Donnie. Thank you.
Possible malfunctions
thank you,
dangers players.
Can we get some applause for Donnie? Let's get some applause for Donnie. I love when the developers show up. Thank you, Donnie. Love you, bro. Have a good night, man. Have a good night.
Their ships. A mining balance update progressed well, with small changes that have bigger impacts being added to the system. For salvage, gameplay features helped missions prepare to use the mechanic in new content. In the US, gameplay features continued with overall designs for loading and unloading physicalized cargo and designs for missions that leverage the new cargo systems kicked off. These missions will also utilize the boarding actions now available with the...
Although, don't get confused, they love me more than you guys. Just saying. You better love me more than you better. This is your home. I'm your family.
Death or destruction mechanics alongside the retrieval of containers or other objects of interest. Investigation and preliminary design work started on changes to ship insurance and how it works in conjunction with ship destruction. These changes are necessary to make towing and repairing either at stations or in space a better choice. Tasks were started for a change to commodities, including the locations they can be bought and sold from. For example, changes to mining locations will impact location and prices for mined and refined ores at commodity brokers. The UI team helped with Squadron 42's star map, which will eventually make its way into the persistent universe. The current focus is on adding navigation aids such as grids and coordinates, improving the sizing of planets and markers, and adding visual polish. I really want the star map in the persistent universe. A new updated star map
we all
awesome. The majority of the mission feature teams the last few weeks were spent on addressing bugs and balance for Alpha 3.18. Progress was also made on the design and prototyping of various new missions, including salvage. The mission features team said, the order we are tackling these missions is based on when we receive the necessary support, so the first missions produced will be the more simplistic salvage ones. These include a lawful contract in which players must pay for the location of salvage, an unlawful timed mission in which players must strip a ship quickly or deal with inbound hostiles, a lawless mission in which multiple players pay for the location of the same large salvage opportunity, and one in which players must restore a ship using nearby wrecks for material.
This is what I'm trying to get across to the masses, you know? When I started, it was your hangar and arena commander and racing. That's about the time I got in. In fact, I got in right when the hangars hit. And it's been a long time getting to this point. No lie. It's been so long to get here. But like what I'm trying to say is patience is a virtue. Like, there is a reason this game is taking so long, and really it lands on a lot of people that just don't get it, or don't respect it, or don't understand it. And I think I'm here to kind of to portray what it is to your average gamer that doesn't really understand game development. Cloud Imperium has tripped so many times along the way. Thank you, Elsie. This is, again, Elsie is on point. Thank you so much. That 100 bits right there, at least another 30 seconds of life. Again, probably only 21 minutes more, but it should be entertaining when I die. I will make sure that it is. This is the point at which my brain says amen.
Yes, sir. Can I get an amen? Yes.
This view right here, dynamic weather, we were talking about before dynamic weather was a thing. We were talking about it. We were theory crafting it. We were talking about planets. We were talking about revolution. We were talking about rotation. We were talking about temperatures. We were talking about, in 2014, we were theory crafting everything. That's all we had. And because we did that, a lot of that voice got out there, and a lot of the things that we're seeing right now are being developed. And that is very positive, and we're seeing the results of it. And now we can see this, and we can say, for the people who have been around the longest, we can see this, and we can say, yes, this is progress. Period. That's a fact. Has it taken way too long? I don't know. That's up for debate. Probably. Have we got here regardless? Yes. That's not a popular opinion. When I say these things, it's not like hate bait. It's not clickety clack. It's not what everybody wants to hear, because I get worried that everybody's geared towards bad news, man. Like, humanity is just geared towards bad news, because it's easy to click on that and want to see that and want to feed yourself with that. But you got to take time to take a step back and rationalize the process and see how far it's come, and give recognition and due and gratitude where it's due. And I never hear content creators talk about that. As a developer, knowing developers in the gaming world and knowing how hard and how passionate they continue to pursue their goals, and then to see, like, all the hate and the negativity prevail, and the clicks go towards that, and the developers, like, focus on it and say, wait a second, and the fire starts to burn down, and what happens is a burnout. I've seen it so many times in so many different titles with so many people I know, And it's one of the saddest things in the world, because you're not going to get what you want if you continually feed something shit. Like, if you're trying to grow a garden, well, actually, you do use shit in that example. Really bad analogy, because you actually use manure and shit to grow things. Let's try. Damn it, I messed it up. I just messed it up.
A mining mission was also prototyped, in which players purchase the location of a valuable prospect. There are currently 3 variants: lawful, which takes place in a monitored zone and has friendly defenses to protect against hostiles; unlawful, where players seize legally owned mining claims; and lawless, which takes place in unmonitored zones and can be accepted by multiple players. They are also developing larger mission sets for the Orison platforms. These task players with either preventing the Ninetales gang from stealing Crusader Industries prototype parts, or stealing them for another criminal organization. A few other missions progressed through the design and work on Bounty Hunting V2, and the Mission Manager update continued. Designs for defending player ships from intruders and ship-based hostility were also worked on. These features are intended to replace the simplistic hostility currently in-game, where ships remember the hostility of their last pilot or turn hostile the moment a hostile player steps aboard. Narrative continued developing stories for the first batch of investigation missions and discussed upcoming content plans. The environment and design teams provided updates on new locations that will start appearing in the game to support bounty hunting. Narrative worked closely with them to ensure these areas align with existing lore and gameplay expectations. The character and weapons feature teams continue to support the upcoming patch release with critical bug fixes, specifically issues relating to the cargo system, tractor beam, and inventory. They fixed several client and server crashes too. They worked on the player's skills feature. This tracks certain player activities and actions with minimal hooks into the gameplay feature logic and with an emphasis on performance. From the data and events gathered,
the biomes, man, the biomes, the vibes, the lighting, the color, the fact that it's Star Engine, you know, the fact that it's an amalgam of CryEngine and other, what's the other engine in Amazon I'm trying to think of right now? Sorry, I've had too much apple juice. But like the thing I'm trying to say is this, it's been a long journey. Yes, they've tripped Lumberyard. Thank you so much, Limitless. I had a brain fart there. Lumberyard, Amazon's Lumberyard. So what engine are they using? It's an amalgam of Lumberyard and CryEngine, right? It's produced for us this engine, Star Engine, and like they're like, I gotta tell you, I do at times get worried because I mean, like I like what I'm seeing from Unreal Engine 5. I really do, and it does kind of scare me because what I'm hearing from a lot of the developers is that it is so incredibly easy to produce with UE5. That it is insanely easy. I've heard that from 3 different developers now working with UE5, that it is literally one of the easiest things to work with ever. And Captain Explodo is absolutely right. An engine, really, right? I mean, it's graphic oriented, but it's more than that. It's physicality. It's physicality as well. So it's a really interesting road that Cloud Imperium went down to get to this point where they're at Star Engine. If you've been watching on the channel here, we've talked about that. But I'm wondering, you know, like I'm still like in the mode where I'm like, can they pull this off? You know, like I believe they can. I'm still in the camp that I believe that they can. I think that it's going to be harder for them to do it. I really do. That's a truth bomb right there. I think it's going to be harder for them to do it with Star Engine. But damn it, it's really fun to watch. It's really fun to follow the journey, you know? Like, this is what I guess I'm trying to say in game development. And another reason why I really love VR, another reason why I love Web3 gaming, I love to see these narratives, and I love to see the tech, and I love to see these progress, and I love to see, I really love to see every aspect of it and be part of that journey. So, you know, that's why we cover what we cover here on the channel. That's really why we cover what we cover on the channel.
Players can improve certain aspects of their performance. For example, a player with a higher level of fitness may have more stamina or consume stamina at a slower rate. They have also been working on improving animations for a range of basic interactions.
Red.
The AC or Arena Commander features team have been focused on polishing the new Arena Commander front end and racing tracks, including placing the New Horizons Speedway tracks above a new planet, Green 3 of the Ellis system. Some adjustments were also made to the racetracks themselves to suit the
Aether, you know, I you know, this is how I view it. But so Aether brings up something, says, but isn't Star Engine completely custom at this point? They can basically add any functionality they want. They could OD everything UE5 is doing. Here's the thing. And again, this isn't off my personal experience, right? This is what I'm hearing directly from developers working with both. And what I'm doing is I'm listening to how they're creating their assets, how long it's taking them, and basically like just chit chat with developers. And what I'm gathering is that it seems to me, again, this is just my opinion, talking with developers, it seems to me that it is more difficult to create things with Star Engine than it is with UE5. But like how Explodo was talking about, like the physics grid, the physics itself, or the physicality of the engine and movements within the engine is also like really, really important to your gameplay experience. It's super important. I chit chat, but I could say shit chat as well. I've had a lot of apple juice.
New Earth-like atmosphere. The team also experimented with new loadout selection previews on the front end alongside polishing its style and flow. Work continued on the classic race refactor with the first version of the new race manager and checkpoint setups being tested and feedback addressed.
Yes, Red.
The refactors of both the rounds and spawning modules continued across Arena Commander and Star Marine, bringing code up to current standards while also providing more modularity for new features, and tackles problems that prevented the expansion of old systems, such as separating unintended connections
drawing
to
tools, yes,
universe characters,
I will say
validating
that. Yes, I agree
loadouts, and adding the ability to change the ship selection while in game. The locations team continues to work on Pyro's Ruin Station. The EU Locations 1 team said this is a behemoth of a task that the team has been diligently working on.
How you
and
doing,
it's
bro?
looking better day on day.
I don't
EU
think I said hello
Locations
to
2
you. How you
progressed
doing,
with
Ostentatious?
the
Good to see you,
local
bro.
law office and created new content alongside mission features. The Sandbox teams further developed the colonial outposts and continued exploration and development of the
I agree with
underground
that,
facilities. They said production
awesome.
is starting
That's
to ramp
awesome,
up and
Ostentatious.
the team are feeling
What's
good
up,
about
goat?
the work being done.
Gamer Go 007. Dude, you're old school spy. You're an old school spy, mofo. I love that. I love that. Gamer Go 007. Great name. Welcome to the fam, dude. Thank you. Thank you for the follow, man.
VFX began pre-production on some new locations, including a huge underground facility and rock caves. The in-game branding team progressed their work on the new Lorville skyline. They then transitioned to Invictus Launch Week, including a refresh of DefenseCon branding, which will become the main focus of the upcoming weeks. Progress continued on the brand catalog too. Lighting began the year making progress in several key areas, including tidying and bug fixing Area 18 to restore its intended appearance. Work on Pyro continued, with the team lighting the interiors and exteriors of the Colonial Outposts and Ruin Station. They're also supporting the ongoing rework of Lorville Skyline, touching up and improving several areas around the city. Some other bits and pieces. Online services planned the year ahead, discussing server meshing with the networking team. The goal here is to achieve technical design consensus and divisions of responsibilities between the teams in order to deliver that feature. They've also further defined the tasks needed to achieve server meshing tier 0. The community team continued to work on the events feature, which is a new section coming to the community hub next week. The
server meshing tier 0 is not going to be, it's going to be baby form, and I don't think it might be amazing, but I think anytime like on inception date when they put that in, I don't know. I'm really curious to see what it is that's going to happen. Like I really am. Like I've kind of talked this to death on some of the morning streams, but maybe I should just wait to talk about that tomorrow.
Physics team largely worked on 3.18 bug fixing, optimizations and updates. Various optimizations were implemented into the Gen 12 renderer, partly based on data gathered with the 3.18 PTU. Additionally, the renderer initialization was refactored to prepare for Vulkan. Boom! That's it for your monthly report this time. Cloud Imperium prepare 3.18 for prime time, and it should be going to open PTU and then live shortly. Much work has begun on 3.19 as well, and beyond that too. But what are you excited for? What do you think those new ships and vehicles are? Got any ideas? What new types of mission are you hoping to see this year?
Right now.
Are you looking forward to all the work that's going on into Pyro and Alpha 4.0? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Using my vast powers of deduction, I have deduced that you may have eyes, and to make use of those, you might want a Tobii eye tracker. They're 15% off until February.
Oh no, BG. Listen, I made a blood oath to everybody, and I get it. People are trying to make their own money. I get it. This is an epidemic happening right now, and I said to every single one of you, I will never. I'm not shaming people that do this. I get it. They got to make their livings. They gotta have their lives. But I made a blood oath to my audience that the only support I'm ever going to get is the support I get directly from you.
Yes, sir. You're not gonna hit me. Yes.
Now, James has a good point. I could go into like some type of show mode. Thank you. But I won't. Thank you, Elsie. Thank you, Elsie. I didn't ask Elsie to donate those 100 bits. I would never reduce myself to shilling. I would never take the time out to give you soothing tones through this microphone. I would never give you this ASMR voice that would just make you feel hypnotized and you're looking for the button right now. And I would say, no. You don't want to help. You don't want to do it. I'm going to love you either way. You can't ever take the time out to do that because I'm here for you. I would never ask you for that support. And as we can see, Elsie is the only one who did. So don't worry about it. Thank you, Elsie. I appreciate you. Everybody else. I see you. I see what you did. I hate you. Elsie, I'm gonna ban everybody else but you, Elsie. Just telling you right now. I know, right? Right. This is why it's so hard. This is why I'm wasting away. You understand, Elsie? Listen, this is why I'm wasting away. I'm losing all this weight. People want to just see me like as skinny as they can be. All the support I'm getting from you guys is helping me feed me and my children. My children are a lot skinnier than I am. Darwin. I'm just saying that's terrible. I love my kids. That's a horrible thing to say, Pepe. I went to a dark place. I went to a very dark place.